Carts then are about to be onto the circuit for the first time in a serious matter in terms of the points to be scored in pre-final, and there's lots to look out for towards the front. Before we get there, we've got some good luck messages coming in for some of these junior people, Chris.
Most definitely. There's two of them that have come in for our pole sitter, Dean McDonald, from Shirley Darcy on the message. Good luck, Dino. Do the same again, from Mum, Darcy, Minnie, Grandad Gus. And in a second message saying, go, are we flying Scotsmen? Proud of you, Gran and Grandad. So an awful lot of support from back home there in Scotland.
You're almost convinced us you're a Scot then, Chris.
I apologise if I was insulted there. That was my attempt.
Great stuff. Nice to have those messages coming through. The way the grid lines up then for the junior pre-final race here at Sette Laghi in Italy is going to have Dean McDonald on pole position after 3 heat wins yesterday, the best of anyone, with Axel Charpentier alongside on the front row. Back on row 2 is Dean's teammate, which is Finn Keneally in cart number 34, and Padana Manang, another man to watch out for, starts 4th in this race. Next up on row number 3 is going to be the likes of Scott Simmons, alongside him another Brit, which is Ollie York. To row 4 we see the likes then of Javier Gonzalez, the Spaniard, and Zach Fogg to make it another Brit inside the top 8 places. To row 5 is going to be Alex Quinn. One poor race yesterday, but he was also a race victor as well, so watch out for Alex to try and work his way through from 9th on the grid. He's got the likes of Luke Ibanez to start inside that top 10 on row number 5. Back to row 6 is going to be championship leader Jack McCarthy. Definitely one to watch out for after, again, a poor qualifying. Better day yesterday. Can it get any better on Sunday? He's got Adam Ateki alongside. Back to row 7 is going to be Mark Kimber and Jonathan Hoggard. To row 8 is Manuel Solomon, who should do well from there. Of course, he qualified well on Friday, but a poor day on Saturday. He's got Nicholas Scholl to start alongside. To row 9 is Jean-Baptiste Simonauer, and alongside him, Jordan Brown-Nutley. Row 10 is Killian Meyer and Ollie Caldwell. Row 11 sees Enzo Valiante and Kenzo Ertz. Row 12 is Tom Gamble, our Winter Cup winner, and Ida Cohen. Row 13 sees Tom Canning with alongside him Jack Spinelli, Temek Emensarchi and Lucas Dunner. Row 15 is Kean Jewett and Ayrton Simmons. Row 16 is Laurie Lepper and Zina Slavinsky. And row 17, Kieran Ragg and Louis Henkevend.
And here they go, they've been given the go, and this is an 11-lap race, charging down to that first corner, and amazingly we've managed to get everybody through safely. I say that judging from the way it's panned out so far. No, I think I spoke too soon.
Yeah.
Our false start. We have had our first false start. It is the first time we've had as many as 34 carts on there, so they weren't quite happy. Matt, I told you that you were probably tempting fate when you said we had no false starts. Does give me the opportunity to quickly say another message that's come in. Good luck, Jack McCarthy, from all at Hayden Media. So Hayden Media are definitely backing Jack McCarthy, and as we said, he starts in 11th position, championship leader. He's got some work to do.
He certainly has, so watch out for Jack. And of course, with this pre-final, this is where the points are being scored, so Thomas Liner takes it a little bit more serious. If they're not bunched, if they're not together, it's not fair on everyone, so it has to be very, very tight across the line. So that's one of the reasons we got a false start there, and the yellow flags came out rounds turn 3 and 4. So watch out for that this time. If they do it again, they will get stopped on the grid, and they'll have another talking with from Thomas Liner. So we'll watch out this time. It's looking good. It's looking nice and bunched. The marshals down there at turn number 10, just slowing everybody down into nice, perfect formation. Dean McDonald, Axel Charpentier, Finn Keneally and Padana Manang. I didn't quite see who jumped and who went too early there, but this time round, they should learn from that, and they're ready to go for a second time.
They certainly are. They're creeping round, or they're being told very firmly to take it steady, and they're being released again. Are we going to get the go? Well, there's a lot of bumping and boring down towards that first corner, but somehow we do have a couple that have just gone a little bit wide on that turn number 1, but it looks like we have been given the all clear for the racing to commence. And out at the front it is our pole sitter, Dean McDonald, and just behind is Finn Keneally. That's what Dean and Finn will have wanted, because they can now start working together, but they have someone else is just joined to the back of them, so they are not getting it their own way on this 11-lap race.
It's Scott Simmons who sits there in 3rd place, so the man from the 3rd row from the inside has got into those places as well, so watch out for Scott, who already goes to attack, or in fact he's being attacked from behind there, and that should be Axel Charpentier, who's trying to get through defensive down towards the left-hander at turn 10, and Axel has not quite got through. I don't think he's trying now in towards turn 11. We saw yesterday moves being made in DD2, and Axel has got him now self up in into what's going to be 4th place. It's Javier Gonzalez who's gone through into 3rd place, and it's going to be Scott Simmons who now drops down the order into 5th. But look at this up front, the top two, the two teammates, Dean McDonald and Finn Keneally, doing exactly what they did yesterday. They're breaking away, and they already lead this race by 1.4 seconds.
What an incredible gap that they have managed to pull out, and of course that's only going to get bigger with the ongoing battle behind. And look at this, we got a challenge for 3rd position, and I think that must have been Axel Charpentier that just moved himself up into that 3rd position. I was about to say, what an incredible start by Javier Gonzalez. Started in 7th on the grid and had himself up to 3rd. He is back down to 4th at the moment, but I don't think he's given up just yet. But Axel Charpentier has got himself up into 3rd. We have a bit of an incident there. We can now see that. A couple of carts have come to blows there through turn number 9. But coming across the start-finish line as they try to sort themselves out is our lead pair, the teammates Dean McDonald, Finn Keneally, up into 3rd as we say now, Axel Charpentier, and in fact Scott Simmons has also managed to get past Javier Gonzalez, and in 6th position Alex Quinn.
And he just made up another place. He's lost it now to Javier Gonzalez. He runs over the curb down at turn number 4, and Alex Quinn is trying to work his way through. He got past Javier Gonzalez. He's going to try again as they work their way down the back straight. Watch out for the orange and black cart there of Alex Quinn. He can't quite get the job done. He's got Jean-Baptiste Simonau all over his tail as well, and it's Javier Gonzalez who sits in front at the minute as they work their way through turn number 8. It's Louis Henkefend who's come through after contact down at turn number 9. So his was one of those that was involved in all the incidents, and he's now dropped right to the tail, and into the pit lane he goes. So Louis Henkefend out of the race. But up front, still going on for Dean McDonald and Finn Keneally. They lead the way. They're helping each other as teammates. They work their way down towards the first corner. Here comes Alex Quinn for a move for 5th place. Can he get the job done? Yes, he can. To the inside line goes Alex Quinn. Cart number 5 gets back into 5th place. He now moves ahead of Javier Gonzalez, and here comes Javier back on the attack as well for cart number 87, John Ferdinand Simonauer, and it looks like he's gone through. In fact, he's gone back behind Javier Gonzalez, but both of those fight again down towards turn number 6, side by side into the corner, and he gets it done, does Ferdinand Simonauer, and that means Alex Quinn can just pull away in 5th place.
Absolutely, it's all over the place, isn't it? I mean, it just you can just as quickly lose multiple positions if you're not careful. But equally, what you've got to look at is you can make up multiple positions. Our lead two are still absolutely joined together. At which point does this teamwork become their own private battle? It is still cart number 3 that has the lead. Dean McDonald from Finn Keneally with basically a piece of paper splitting the two of them. That's how close they are. I think Dean McDonald is just towing his teammate around. And we've got sort of a mini break being made by Axel Charpentier. Scott Simmons not totally away from him, but he's not able to put too much pressure on Axel Charpentier. Oh, and we've got a couple going off there on the exit of turn number 3, which is Nicholas Scholl. But he just ran onto the grass and has rejoined, but he will have lost quite a few positions then.
Yeah, there was contact with Javier Gonzalez by the looks of it. So inside the top 7 places, those two were fighting. Javier was pushing wide, and it was Nicholas Scholl who just came off the worst. So he now drops down the order. There's lots of fighting going on. One of those involved is number 54, which is Tom Gamble. So down towards turn 9 is where it's all happening. But the top 2 here, it looks like Finn Keneally is the quicker of the two, as he's pushing Dean McDonald all the time. They work their way in towards turn 1. The gap between 2nd and 3rd looks to be coming down. It is indeed, because Axel Charpentier is going very, very quick indeed. He's a quicker by what's going to be a 1/10 of a second, and he's now only 1.1 seconds back from the top 2. So watch out for Axel Charpentier. If these two up front can't sort themselves out, Axel will be right there with them.
Well, I'll tell you another one we need to be aware of, because he's closing up more and more. It's Alex Quinn, sits in 5th position, cart 5 in 5th, and he's closing in. He's managed to break away from Jean-Baptiste Simonauer, and he's now focusing onto the back of that Scott Simmons cart. One cart that's really lost out, which is a name I was expecting to see at the sharp end, is cart number 25, Adam Ateki. He's clearly been involved in one of the incidents. The green car is now pretty much at the back of the field. And look at this, I thought we were going to get a challenge there from Finn Keneally. I said, how long will this teamwork stay as teamwork? 5 laps to go, and they're still absolutely joined together, and it looks suspiciously as though Finn Keneally was going to try and make a move. The two of them need to continue working together, because it does look like Axel Charpentier is starting to reel them in ever so slightly again.
He certainly is, so watch out to see what he can do. 3rd and 4th on the charge at the minute, down towards turn number 6. But listen to this. Cian Jewis from 29th on the grid, 8th place at the end of lap number 6. What a drive from the youngster, second in the championship, and that is a reason why he is in that place in the championship. With drives like this, Cian Jewis is still one to watch out for. He's just behind at the minute Jonathan Hoggard, so he may be able to catch him before this race is done. He's got plenty of time to play with. It's going to be 4 laps to go this time for the leaders as they work their way through the final corner. It's going to be still Dean McDonald that leads. Finn Keneally sits in second place, and the gap between second and third that time again does come down. It's down to a second as Axel Charpentier goes quicker than those two ahead. And watch out, as you said, for those behind. Alex Quinn is working now with the man behind him, which is Jean-Baptiste Simonauer. Those two trying to close in on the top 4.
Yeah, it's good that we call it that they're going to work together, because I was about to say that Alex Quinn had made the breakaway from Jean-Baptiste Simonauer, but Jean-Baptiste Simonauer is right on the back of him. But you're absolutely right, they may get the slipstream effect basically to try and close in on the cart in front of them, which is Scott Simmons in cart 46. We had Luke Ibanez had a bit of a moment on the previous lap which dropped him back a few positions. He had started 10th, he's now further back. But one of the other ones to notice, Jack McCarthy, he is now up in 9th position. I think he might have been 8th a minute ago, but he started in 11th, so he's starting to edge his way up. But how far up can Cian Jewis come as well? Like you say, he's currently sat in 8th position.
I think Finn Keneally is wary of that man behind, because briefly on that lap he looked behind his shoulder. He can see Axel Charpentier getting closer and closer to both of the top 2. So Axel is on his way. We've just got under 3 laps now to go, so time is ticking away for our 3rd place man. I just wonder if Finn Keneally is going to go for a move here. He's looking at every single corner, but of course with these two being teammates they can't try anything too silly. So Finn will just sit there. He'll be happy with 2nd place, and he'll just follow Dean McDonald for the next couple of laps and see what happens behind as well, with Axel Charpentier still in 3rd place. Scott Simmons is still there in 4th. We've got Alex Quinn in 5th at the minute, and then 6th place for the likes of Jean-Baptiste Simonauer and Jonathan Hoggard in 7th place. The closest fight on track, I'd probably say, to look down the order is going to be for 5th place, because Alex Quinn has just been passed by Jean-Baptiste Simonauer, who goes through this time. He's now got past. He's now going to try and break out the gap and see what he can do about the man ahead, which is going to be Scott Simmons.
Yeah, so I guess they weren't working together. It really genuinely was closing in by Baptiste Simonauer, and he's managed, as you say, sneak past Alex Quinn. So what are they going to be able to do as they head down the back straight? As you say, these teammates, they are clearly battling, but to finish first you got to finish, as the famous commentary mantra goes. But so that it makes it very, very difficult for Finn Keneally. At which point does he make a move? He wants the maximum points. He wants to go for the championship, but he daren't take his teammate out by any stretch of the imagination. Dean McDonald still is in that position of strength. He's still in the lead. Comes round the last 2 corners to complete their 10th lap and start their final lap. He is in the pound seat at the moment. He's still in the lead, but it's by 0.105 as they cross the line. And Axel Charpentier is closing in on them every opportunity he can.
And these two up front for AIM Motorsport had different effects at the first round at Salisbury in France. Just to let you know, Alex Quinn has got back ahead of Jean-Baptiste Simonauer on that previous lap. But first and second, of course, Dean McDonald had a poor pre-final, a much better final. Finn Keneally was the other way, had a very good pre-final, but then a disastrous final. So he sits down 11th in the championship. He's still not quite going to make a move on Dean McDonald. Just 3 more corners to go for the top 2 in his pre-final junior race. They work their way down towards the chicane at turns 11 and 12. Finn Keneally's been there or thereabouts, but Dean McDonald's going to hold on for the first victory of the day here. The points are going to go the way of Dean McDonald here at CIK-FIA in Italy. Second place goes to Finn Keneally, missing out by 0.07 of a second, with Axel Charpentier home in 3rd. 4th place then for Scott Simmons, and Alex Quinn, what a drive from him. Great job from 9th on the grid. He gets himself inside the top 5.
Well, what an incredible race. The last few still coming through. It's what happens when we have such a bumper grid with 34 karts on it. That was a very adventurous. We had a few off-track excursions throughout that race, despite it being a fairly clean start. But what an outstanding performance by those teammates at the front. Dean McDonald, Finn Keneally worked together, cleared off into the distance, and they were able to entertain us with their back and forth. So the victory goes the way of Dean McDonald in the AIM Motorsport car, his teammate Finn Keneally in 2nd, Axel Charpentier in 3rd, Scott Simmons, Alex Quinn, Jean-Baptiste Simonauer round out the 6th. Jonathan Hoggard, great performance by Cian Jewis to get up to 8th position. Jack McCarthy 9th, makes up a couple. Tom Gamble also manages to move up a few. Tom Canning, Pedro Minang, and then into the second half of the table. 13th is Manuel Suleiman, Kenzo Arts, Javier Gonzalez, Ayrton Simmons, Mark Kimber, Zach Falk, Jordan Brown Nutley. Kieran Ragg got up to 20th position. Lowry Lepper, Zianis Slavinsky, Nicholas Scholl. And it's already changed over before I managed to read the next one, so that's caught me out. Lucas Donaire, Tamor Kermanchanchi, Luke Ibanez, Ido Cohen, Enzo Valent, Ollie Caldwell, Adam Ateki had a nightmare with a moment that put him right towards the back. Jack Spinola, Louis Heichenfeld, Oliver York, and finally Killian Meyer. The last three of those, unfortunately, were DNFs.
Yep, DNFs for three of those guys there, but it does make the championship a little bit more interesting now because Jack McCarthy, who came here as championship leader, still holds on to it after 8th place in that pre-final. He now has a 4-point margin over his teammate still Kian Jewis. Axel Charpentier is third on 109 points, 103 for Alex Quinn. Jonathan Hoggard has 102, and our winner from that race, Dean McDonald, is out there in 6th place, 101 points. He's now just 14 back from our top man, considering coming into this weekend he was 22 adrift, so that's much better for Dean. Tom Canning is 7th, and Finn Keneally lies 8th within the championship. A great way to start the day in terms of the pre-finals. That's the juniors done. Let's see what the seniors can provide.